Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ, and I'm going to do week 2 of Margarete Miller's Collage Weekly Planner Challenge. So I'll grab out my sheet from week 1. At the moment I'm just keeping it in this plastic folder that I was given, so it's a bit dirty and grubby on the outside, but it's fine, it serves the purpose. So this is week 1's collage. So I'm going to turn it over and just work on the back, and I'm just going to pull up my sleeves a bit, get down to business. So the prompts for this week are, I'm just going to grab my sticky note here from up above. So my least favourite colour, and this took me a while to work out because I love all colours, and I thought maybe I was going to go with brown, and it's like, but I use brown a lot actually. And I live in a house that's got a lot of timber in it and a lot of timber furniture, and it's like, do I really dislike brown that much? And I thought maybe I'll go with grey. Grey is sort of more nondescript. So if I have to choose, I'm going to go with grey. Sewing Notion, so I've got a few options for that. I've got some paper measuring tape. I've got a few labels off of bits and pieces, something out of the recycle bin. I went rummaging through our bag of recycling and a cat food box with the image of the cat that spoke to me, so I thought I could use the cat. Foreign language, and I haven't actually grabbed that out, but I should be able to find something in my bag of text here. Tea bag cover. Now we don't use tea bags with covers on them, but I did have a look in the cupboard and found some green tea that come in little bags, and I detest green tea. Gross. I do not like it. So I was quite happy to sacrifice the tea bag and grab the cover. And then the bonus is fibre, yarn or string, and again I've got a few options. I wasn't sure what I wanted, so I'll work that out as we go along. So I'm just going to pop my list to the side here and start with my least favourite colour. I'm going to lay down some background, and I also got little scraps of butcher paper because I thought, well, butcher paper is actually grey as well, and I do use that for backing things, but I don't find it terribly exciting. So this is a little double-sided bit of paper that was actually given to me by a family that was moving, and it came with a kit where you cut out clothes for paper dolls, and so I thought, well, I'll just use that here, shall I? That's sort of more black on that side. This is a dark grey. Originally I thought it was black, but it's actually a dark grey. Do you want to go the plain grey? I think I want to go a bit of everything. Let's make grey interesting and throw different aspects of grey at this page. And I'm not trying to cover the whole background because obviously I haven't got enough here to cover the background. That's okay. I'm just playing with arrangement here, see what we can get. It's going to look really bitsy, and I don't mind that. Bitsy is fine. Maybe if we pop that up there, here. Sorry for lapses in my talking. I'm just having a think about how I want it to be. Sometimes working on the A4 page can be quite challenging. Trying to work out how to fill the spaces. Maybe we'll put a little bit of this more black sort of bit here. It has got grey stripes in it, very fine grey stripes, so we can use a bit of that, and then a bit more of this dark grey here. I think I want to get rid of those straight edges. And we don't have to only use grey. Okay, how's that? That's a good start. I really actually enjoy these white edges here. But I am just looking for some book page, some more grey toned book pages rather than cream or brown. I'm sure I've got some somewhere. Nothing in that bag is particularly speaking to me. Well, I was sure I had one, but obviously not at hand. I have this old catalogue here of Stampin' Up, and a lot of the images in it are in a grey tone. So perhaps we can pull an image out of here to fit as well. Just looking for colour first. Looking for something that speaks to me as being grey and not being just like a washed out black or something. Should have thought about this and organised this earlier. Okay, I'm going to go with this because I don't think I'll use what's on the back of it. Just a wee grey label, or actually it's not that wee, grey label, and there's a circle one here as well, so I'm going to grab that circle one. So just tuck that in there. I like these old catalogues for harvesting images from. Like, I haven't got the stamps, but I can use the catalogue. And it was given to me by somebody who buys Stampin' Up but didn't want the old catalogues anymore. Okay, so that doesn't fix my issue where I wanted to put some bits in the background. So what's the closest thing to grey I've got? It's not really anything that's grabbing me. Maybe dictionary page. Let's go dictionary page. Oops. We'll put a bit of that there, and put a little bit in here. Now I've got to remember where I had everything so I can glue it down. And then up here. I don't mind it being upside down at all. Right, okay, this is going to be a bit of a mission, but we can do it. Let's get to gluing. So, and this is just the base layer, and then I can pretty it up with all the other elements on top. So I hope everyone's having a good day. This is going to air on Friday. It's Wednesday today, so I am filming ahead. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be out on Friday or not. I'll probably be out, and so I need to make sure that I'm prepared for being out by having a video for everybody. Right, I think I'm going to stick this bit down first as well, so it's underneath. Yeah, so that means that it's the weekend coming up. Anyone got any weekend plans? I do know that my husband's got plans of loading up trailer with all the garden waste that he's been trimming outside lately and taking it to friend's place to put on their burn pile. So that should be interesting. I think I want to put that one down first. first, but do I want this bit in the background? I think I want that in the background first. And these thinner papers, I am going to use the glue stick because I think the tacky glue is just a little bit wet for them. But these thicker pieces, I will definitely use tacky glue to make it a bit quicker. So there you go. Hopefully that's in the right place. Right, then I'll do this bit. Yeah, so that should be interesting. We'll probably visit with our friends while we're there. It'd be a bit rude not to, wouldn't it? Go and dump stuff on their property and then waltz away. And we're borrowing their vehicle and their trailer to do it in as well. So, yeah, we'll probably stay there and have a cuppa or something, which will be nice. Do a bit of post-Christmas catch-up. Haven't seen them since the week before Christmas, so, or the week of Christmas really. So that'd be nice to have a bit of a catch up, and then church on Sunday. But apart from that, I have no idea what we're going to end up doing. It does depend on the weather, I guess. It's raining at the moment as I'm videoing this, but I don't know how long the rain's going to last for, whether it's hopefully not that long, because it is supposed to be summer. The one thing I can say about all the rain we're getting is that things are green. Normally by this time of the year things have really browned off and are really dry, and there's water restrictions and all that stuff. Well, none of that's happening at the moment because we've just had so much rain. So there's always a positive. It's never all doom and gloom. I just want some heat though. I really do. Some nice warm days. But at least it's not cold enough. Oh, ended up gluing that the right way. Never mind. At least it's not so cold that I have to light the fire. So that's something. It's not winter cold. It's just cold in terms of summer. Right, now remembering where I had everything else is the trick. Let's just have another little look. I think I had this in here. Oops. Fighting with moving pieces. Getting caught up on each other. There, and then that bit. I think I might take that little bit of strip of grey off the bottom there. Yep, I think that's fine. So I'll get this little bit down first. Oh, come off there. Come on. So I haven't had any one of you tell me that you're doing the Margarete Miller challenge. Do let me know if you're doing it, so I can pop along and see what you're up to. Just because it's always good to support each other and to get inspiration, all that sort of thing. Right, so I'll put this one down first. And about there, all the gaps are covered. There we go. Now this big bit up in the top corner, and then we can get to probably the bit more interesting stuff that goes on top. So I am going to need to do a bit of fussy cutting of our cat. That sounds really bad. As someone with 4 cats, I do not mean I'm going to cut a cat. I need to cut a picture of a cat out. Gee, nothing like recording to make you aware of how you're phrasing things and go, oops, that had the wrong impact of what I was trying to get across. we go, and this bit to cover our last little section there. And so I think this is the grey, or the least favourite colour portion of the prompt achieved. But I've still got the little labels there to use from the Stampin' Up! Catalogue. There we go. Just making sure that's all down nicely. Fabulous. Okay, so I'm just going to do some, oh, it's quite thick, very thick card. Do some bulk sort of trimming with the big scissors, because that will be a bit quicker. I'm wondering whether I can actually tear this off the backing or not, at the risk of damaging the picture. Can I get it off and reduce its bulk a little bit? And it also make it easier to cut out as well. Oh, it's coming out quite nicely. I don't want to go too thin and risk damaging it. Don't lose an ear, kitty. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Oops, a little bit of a tear there, but that's alright. It's not where the kitty cat is. Okay, that curl's going to make it interesting to cut out. Actually, that card might be interesting for something. Let's just put that in the stash for a little bit. Might make a good tag base or something. And let's see how well I can cut this cat out. Having to hold the curl down as I cut. Oops. I don't know what would have been easier, cutting it out before I peeled it off, or cutting it once I've peeled the image off the cardboard. I think it would have been quite risky to peel it after I'd peeled it off the cardboard though, or I mean before, because if it was going to tear, then it would tear the cat. It's a little bit thicker around the tail, where more of the card remained on the image. Oops, I'm not cutting it very well. There's a bit of a red border around it. Trying to do it quickly. So I don't think I've told you guys, I can't remember what I've said or what I haven't said, because I'm doing some recording ahead. My husband is going to be off on holidays for 2 weeks in February, and I only found out on Monday evening, and it's Wednesday today, so like I found out 2 days ago basically. And we're going to be away for one of those weeks, so I'm filming ahead to try and make sure that every day is covered. When I'd normally have a video up, that there'll still be a video, so you could get a bit of an odd order on things. Maybe I'm trying to make it make sense so it sort of all flows, but just be aware that it might be a bit of skipping and jumping around because I'm working so far ahead, and I've never done that before. I've never worked so far ahead and done like a whole week plus worth of videos ahead, as well as my regular content for this week and next week, etc. And then in the first week that he's got off, I've got some digital training course that I have to go to in person. I'm doing a 3-month course, and it starts on the 8th of February is my first one. So I've got to go to the place on the 8th of February, and then the following week is a Zoom call, so I can do the second part I can do on holiday. when we're away, but the first part I need to actually be there in person. So looking forward to that. But yeah, so I need to have a video for that day as well. Okay, I like that pussycat. That pussycat is cute. I want to stick him down because he's curly, but I want to play with arrangement before I do. So let's use a bit of this paper measuring tape, which is part of the sewing notions. Now remembering I will need to be punching holes in this, so I'll be punching holes on this side. So, and this cat's been cut off because that's how he was on the box. So if I put the tape out a bit, about down here, then I can have the cat up against the tape and it won't look like he's cut off. He'll just be popping out from under the tape. So wherever I place him, not sure yet, could be cued up there, like that. So that's what I'm going to do with the tape. So I'm going to do a strip right all the way. I've had this tape hanging around for years and I've never wanted to use it because it's like, well, once I've used it, it's gone. It's just ridiculous. Like, get it down, use it on something. I am planning on a sewing journal at some point, which is what I was thinking I would ultimately use it on. I am going to stick this down because I'm pretty sure that this is where it's going to go. But I've still got a bit there that I can use, and I'm sure I'll be able to find this in some thrift store or even make do a digital version and print it out. I'm sure there'll be other options available if I happen to have used it all up by the time I get to do a sewing journal, because I have no idea when I'll actually do it. It's not one on my immediate list to do. Right, let's go this way around. Oops. There we go. So that's a sewing notion. I do have some other options there too that I might include if we feel like we've got the space. Okay, so now we've got tea bag. Let's look at the list. So foreign language, let's find a bit of foreign language. So there is a bit of foreign language on the scrap of paper, but I think I can find something better for the page. I know there's some in here. It's just finding it in amongst everything will be the trick. Here we go. Let's go, a bit of German or something. So I don't think I want it so sort of square. Let's make it a bit more interesting. And this little blank bit down here. Let's have a look where we might put our cat, possibly down a bit. Okay, I'm going to commit to putting that there. I just had another idea how I can incorporate some foreign language as well. Right, there we go. So I've got this, so that's our tea bag cover. So sewing notion, least favourite colour, something out of recycle bin, which is the cat, foreign language, tea bag cover, and fibre yarn or string as the bonus. Okay, so thinking. Do I want to open this up? Why not? Let's go for it. Oops, it's got tea dust inside, so we'll get rid of that. I don't think I want all of it. So we could go for the back. This is actually foreign language too. I didn't actually twig. It's in Japanese. So I think I'm going to pop that there. But I don't want to glue all the way around at the moment. I've got a little plan for our fibre idea. So I've just left a little gap at the top on the flap. I think overlay it a bit over top of our tape just to make it all sort of work together. Go. So that's our tea bag cover, and we've got a little scrap there we can use for something. Right, I'm going to pop our pussycat down now. So I'm changing my glue page so he doesn't get torn. Hopefully won't get torn. And putting the glue on will stop him curling once he's down. Or she. Oh, can't get the lid off with one hand. Needs two hands. Right, start with the tail because the tail's not curling. There we go. Now where did I have you, pussycat? About there. Well, that's where you're going to go now. It's a little bit creased and damaged from where the box had been folded to fit in the bag, but that's okay. You can see a little bit of red around it. Again, that's okay. Right, now the fun part. This is the fun part. So I've got some cotton thread here. I've got the string that came off the tea bag, and I've got some gold bits here that came, tassels off a cushion that my mum had, and the tassels all fell apart, and I've had those for a while as well. So I grabbed these out, and I also found this I don't know, bit of cotton or something that's got little pom-poms all over it, and I thought that was a bit of fun as well. So I wasn't sure which way I wanted to go. I think not sort of excited by the texture of that for this page. I am wondering about putting this little tea bag string in the top of the tea bag, the cover of the tea bag, shall we say. We put that in there. And have it coming out, and then use, or do we want the gold? Let's grab some. It's all different lengths too, I think. Yeah, no, I think that's going to be too tricky to work with for what I want. So pop that aside, pop this pom-pom one aside, and I'm going to go with this cotton. And hopefully you'll see what I've got in mind. I'm just going to make a little bunch around my fingers. Probably should have used a bit more. Never mind. Oh, now I get it off my fingers. That's the tricky part. Let's give it a little twist. And if we wrap this around it, have you ever done this with cats where you take a bit of paper and tie a bit of string around it and then drag it around the house for them to chase? You see what I've done? Hopefully you can get what I've done there, and that the cat's looking at this bit of cotton tied to the string. Just a little bit of playful fun. Alright, so I'm going to try and glue this in under there. I should have left it open a bit more, I think, but shove it in there somehow just to keep it in place. Doesn't need to go in by much, just so it looks like it's coming out. There we go. And just going to put some glue in the middle of that, which will hold the string and the cotton from coming undone. And the glue's all oozing out, but it will dry and it will be fine. Yeah, I do like that. I think that's quite fun. Right, so our little labels here. Oh, got sticky fingers. Just let that dry. And I'm going to cut out both of these. I'm not sure that I'll use both. But I'm going to cut out both. Round in a circle. Round in a circle we go. For some reason, Ring a Ring of Rosies is coming to my head. Not a very cheery rhyme, that one. It's amazing where a lot of those children's nursery rhymes and riddles and things came from. They often weren't very nice backstories. I guess it was one way of explaining to children, or sort of taking away from some of the horribleness of events of history. Like London Bridge is falling down. I mean, how can you make a happy song out of quite a major event in history? Now I've got that song running through my head. London Bridge is falling down, it's falling down. And I haven't got the tune to it, but I want another one. Oh, I don't have another one. I'm pretty sure there would have been one on that page if there was another one, that it would have been on that same page. Could go for a different one. Oh, this one's a little bit similar. Let's go with that one. You know, grouping of threes is odd numbers are very aesthetically pleasing to our eye. So let's go with that one. It's slightly different, but it's close enough. Close enough for me. Round we go in a circle and back to the beginning. It's very choppy. I wasn't worried about getting it perfect. Put that over top of the string. It might help hold the string down. No, I like it down here better. Like them. I'm being fussy. Being totally fussy. Or we could go... Oh, I like that better. For me, it makes sense having the lighter one at the top. Do we want to use another bit of this just under that, just to break up this expanse a little bit? Hey, snuggerbugs. That's one of our cats just come in. yeah, I'm just going to pop this just to break up that a little bit at the top, because there's quite a big area of that pattern. Oops, knocking everything. There we go, that one. Get rid of the scraps. Okay, so before I stick these down, because I don't want to write over the humps and lumps of the different layers underneath. So on this one, I'm going to write gatito. I wonder how many people know what that is. That's Spanish. I'll tell you in a minute. So gatito on this one. I think I've spelled it right. Gato on this one, which again is Spanish. So using more foreign language, we're incorporating some Spanish. And then on this one, I'm going to put cat. So that might give you a clue if you don't know Spanish. So here on this label, we've got cat. This one, gato, which means cat. And gatito is the more familiar version of cat. So it means more like my pussy cat, like my darling little cat. It's my pussy cat. So the 3 words for essentially for cat. Cat, gato, and gatito. So it's one of the things I've retained from my Spanish lessons, because we're cat lovers here, so it's easy to remember something that has some meaning for you. So my nieces are both doing Spanish at school, and so I was on Christmas Day I was saying, do you know what gatito means? And they were like, no. And so I was able to teach them gatito, which was lovely. They knew gato, but they didn't know gatito. There. And our cat one in English. And pop you up there, and that ties everything in together. And I like working with collages that kind of build into a story like this. So everything, like the tape measure is a bit out there, you could say, but it's the cat springing from behind it. The tea bag again is a bit out there, but the string's coming out and then teasing the cat with something to play with. So there we go, guys. That is my collage for week 2 of Margarete Miller's Collage Weekly Planner Challenge. So just to refresh, we've got least favourite colour, which is grey, sewing notion, which is the tape measure. It could also be the cotton. Something out of the recycle bin, which is the pussycat. Foreign language, so we've got German and we've got Spanish, and there's also a bit of Greek in the dictionary text as well. We've got the tea bag cover, and then we've got the fibre yarn or string, so we've got the string and the cotton to meet that. So there we go, there's my response. Do share with me if you are doing this. I'd love to see what you're doing. Until next time, take care and have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.